The Goonies. So we're going to be reviewing the Goonies today from 1985 until now. So, the Goonies, the reason why I'm doing the Goonies is because it's one of my all-time favourite movies. And I think it's probably a lot of people's favourite movies. It's up there with most people. I am yet to meet anyone who doesn't like the Goonies. And the people that don't like it just don't want to meet them. But at the end of the day, we've also got the news that there's likely to be an adventure continuation because the Goonies 2 is whispered to be in the pipeline. Don't know much about that as yet, but if that's going to be a brand new story or if it's going to be an original cast, I'm not 100%. Can't really imagine a Goonies adventure with the original cast and them all being parents so their kids go and do it now or something. It's like just a remake, isn't it? But I don't know. I'll reserve judgment until I hear more, but we shall see. But, I just want to talk about the Goonies, so let's be honest with ourselves. It is an absolute classic, and it's not just an 80s classic. For me, Goonies could have been released yesterday, and it'll still do as well as it did do in 1985, because it just stands the test of time. It does everything and a bit more. It's not absolutely spectacular. It's not got visuals that are out of this world or effects that were sort of brand new and new age and things, but it just does what it does very, very well. And not more so than the opening scene. So that opening scene is stuff that, not many movies pull off. The opening scenes are about grabbing your attention, getting your buy into that movie. So you sit there for however long that movie is because you want to know what's going to happen, or you've got to buy into the characters. Now, within that first 5 or 10 minutes, you're introduced to the criminals or the antagonists, the baddies, if you like. You're introduced to the baddies by one of them escaping jail, and his crazy mum and his nutter of a brother, leading them on this car chase. And while they're on this car chase, they're going through Astoria, which is the place where, the location where this is. And as they're going, every corner they turn, you're introduced to a new Goonie. So you're introduced to Chunk, splashing the milkshake up against the window. You're introduced to Mouth, who's pissing about with his dad's plumbing stuff. Then you're introduced to Andy, who's the cheerleader, and her mate, and then Data, who's doing his gadgets. This is all within the first 5 minutes. So for me, there's not many films that can do that, because as soon as it actually starts, as soon as the opening scene's done and the movie starts, you feel like you know them all. So you know them all and you're ready to hear more because they all seem sound and you're into it, which gets me into the Goonies as general. I can't not compare the Goonies to the In-Betweeners. Now, they're like a clean, wholesome version of the In-Betweeners, but for me, they're not jocks. They're not the most, they're not the most popular or the richest or the coolest or anything around that. They're just like the In-Betweeners. They're funny. They're a bunch of quirky guys and a little friendship group that are just funny and they're their own unique selves, but they do it with with such an innocence that you want them to do well. They're the underdogs, basically. They're the underdogs that you feel like one of them. You can resonate with what they're feeling or what they're doing, and the fact that they've got this friendship bond and everything is just spectacular. But you get that buy-in straight away, and I think it just develops more and more. And even today, you still want to be a Goonie now. Even though we're all adults from the 80s, you still want to be a Goonie, and you would still go on a Goonie adventure today, even though you're in your 40s or 50s or 60s or how old you are. You still want to be a Goonie. So that is just the way it is. So, you've got these characters. You've got the leader of the group now, which is Mikey, who we all know, or a lot of the more younger ones will know more as Samwise Gamgee from The Lord of the Rings. He just plays that role fantastically well, very emotional, bless his heart. He's got a load of deep feelings, taking it all on his shoulders. You've got his older brother Brandon, who's actually Thanos, so we've got Thanos in this show. He's even working out, getting ready. You've got Mouth, Corey Feldman, absolute nutcase in real life, But in this is the part for Corey Feldman for me. This is his best character. So he's in loads of good films in the 80s. He's in loads. Lost Boys being another fantastic one. But I don't get his character in Lost Boys. It's a weird character. He plays it well, I suppose. But in this, I just see him as mouth. You know, Corey Feldman is mouth. He's brilliant in it. He's the cheeky chappy, you know, he thinks he's mates with the adults and the parents, but he gets away with it. Then you've got Data, who all you wanted to do was have his gadgets. You wanted them gadgets. And then you've got the main man, Chunk, with the truffle shuffle. You know, who cannot love Chunk, bless his heart. So you've got that one there, and it just works. You know, the visuals, the story flow, you're going throughout that adventure with them every step of the way. You want them to do more. You know, you've got the scary bits, and when they're scary or they go down the path, you're scared. When they're excited, you're excited. When they find something, you're like, yes, come on, guys, let's get some more treasure. Let's get into this. And then you've got the baddies. You know, the Fratellis. Man, that is such a good group. You know, they're not that bad, are they? I mean, there's bullet holes. They're not good. They're not good people, but you know, there's a lot worse villains in cinema than the Fratellis, but that woman scared the life out of me. You know, when she grabs hold of mouth and she's like tongue, she scared me, and none more so than was it a third son or a first son, the one that she dropped, Sloth. You know, that guy's superb, and the fact when he rips his top off, and he's got a Superman t-shirt on. Fantastic. What a guy. I find it hard to find a standout scene or a standout one-liner, and that is not detriment, it's not a negative. It's because there's so many different ones. I was looking for something. I'm trying to think, what's the standout scene? What's the Rocky moment? You know, the Rocky running up the steps. What is one? And I can't find it, and that's not meant as a negative. It's meant that the whole film just fits. There isn't one particular scene that I would have to go back and watch. One moment or one line. You know, there's things like the truffle shuffle that are just hilarious and the, hey, you guys. But other than that, it's just on the whole. It's just a great watch. You do not want to move from your seat. Simple as that. What do I take away from the film is that, you know, it's a sense of belonging, a sense of building friendships, you know, backing each other, a never say die attitude, and that is what I love. I think it's a very 80s mentality that we all hung about and down street corners, or we hung about in forests and we were messing about and we were trying to go on adventures. But, you know, I love the fact there's that friendship, that underdog story. And that they were trying to help, and you know, it's a coming of age movie. And if you've not seen it, go and watch it. Please watch it, because you know you'll never be disappointed with the Goonies. And I would guess 99% of people in the whole planet have seen it by now. And I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. I know I'm going to enjoy it again. I only watched it a few days ago, but I'm probably going to watch it again before Christmas. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed the review. And thank you very much. And I just want to add on to that, you know, I just want to finish off as well and say that this is my first ever movie review on YouTube. You know, I love movies. I've always loved movies. It's always been a major passion of mine. When I look back, some of my earliest childhood memories are of going to the cinema. I love what movies represent. I love what they bring. They bring motivation. I always get knowledge or something to take away. It boosts me up or makes me feel a little bit sad and you know, gives me that emotional resonance, I suppose. But I want to drive the cars. I want to use the gadgets. I want to, you know, be Batman. I want to be the hero. I want to use my imagination. It's somewhere I can lose myself and gain myself straight away. And it's a passion that my daughter has also jumped on board with, because even when she was very, very young, we went to the cinema, and it's just a massive part of our lives. So that's the reason why we're doing this channel. You know, this is the very, very first video, and it's going to be raw. It's going to take us time to get better and better, but we promise we will. And I hope you look forward to seeing more. Thank you.